Welcome to another round of Spudventures. This time we're once again playing our Stars Without Number campaign, The Voyages of the Takeout. I am Newbiespud, your very tired GM, and joining me today is Avis.
Hello.
Digo.
Hello, I'm awake.
Smarty.
I am also tired.
Azure Mountain.
I'm here.
And Oblivious.
It has been 2 hours since I hurt myself.
And Xencarn is not here with us yet because he is so tired he is asleep because he lives on the other side of the world from us.
He's having a rough time with what's going on right now.
Yeah, so no hard feelings there. If he comes along later, we will gladly welcome him in.
He's still in the milk jug.
But for now, we will continue with him as a passive follower. To sort of recap where we are here in session 3, Cerez, Avis's character, was summoned to the planet of Amirg, which is sort of the megacorp Hollywood mafia planet of the sector, because she was more or less born and raised there by the Yazji family, and they made a statement to you in private that if you're gonna take their precious mechanic out and about for a grand tour of the galaxy in your dinky little spaceship, then, well, you need to settle accounts and do something worthwhile enough that they can let her go for a while, which will probably
Man,
involve
they just call
some.
your spaceship dinky. Are you gonna take that?
I was about to go off, but I'm trying not to interrupt.
Well, that's fair.
Uh,
I don't think those were the exact words, but I think you could have told at the meeting that that was sort of the attitude they had.
yeah.
But they basically gave you some time to think about that and discuss amongst yourselves, and then you come back at a later time to discuss the details. But at the moment, you're just on your ship, or perhaps some lodgings you might have secured on the hustling, bustling planet of Amirg.
Yeah.
But I suppose that it being the most pressing thing, you like to go immediately to that meeting.
It said the job that we're going to be taking is like sure death or suicidal, something like
The
that.
words suicide mission came up.
Suicide.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was indeed the word suicide and squad.
Listen, I have my priorities. If I do for me,
What was that?
my decision has been made for me, whether or not my profit.
Yeah, okay. Well, the rest of us. How crazy are we?
I don't know. How much do you like me? How much do you like the ship?
I mean,
I do like the ship.
I refuse to die, so I'll go.
I do like living.
Taukkav has exactly nowhere else to go.
All right, I'll be crazy.
We have nowhere else to go. Let's go on a suicide mission. Sure.
Yeah. I mean, we don't really have anything better to
We can
do.
either die now to the mob, or we can die later to the suicide mission, so...
You'll die to the mob.
Or although he'll probably bring up the option of it's like, wouldn't it just be easier to eat them?
That-
No.
Nah, that's a lot of junk food.
It's like that really fancy food that it looks really small, but when you eat just a small part of it, it's actually super filling, and then you can't eat anything after that one tiny bite.
And then the
Well,
rest
that
of
sounds
the
great.
and then the rest of the dish shoots you.
Yeah.
Well, you're not called back to the same location that you were before. Instead, you're called to kind of a very sort of tall office building, parts of which are undergoing renovation, and thus are empty and an ideal place to discuss clandestine things. And your contact, Avis, whose name I've already forgotten. I need to...
Arsen.
Arsene, right. I should remember I've been playing a whole bunch of Persona 5 Royal.
I wonder what I was thinking about when I made this character, huh? That's a strange question.
And
I
if you
mean,
could describe
you don't have
him,
the worst.
if you could describe his physicality one more time.
There was a good metaphor we used, and I completely forget it.
I have as
Some
well.
sort
because
of
It was
bodyguard type henchman deal.
kind
it
of
was
Man in
the
Black
name of
sort
an
of thing.
actor
Also
in Men in
Mastermind.
Black.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, a sort of Man in Black type then.
Yeah.
Yeah, like bodyguard physique, but with a face that says this guy knows things.
Yes. And the glasses.
Of course. So he calls you into this area, and he points across sort of the way. The city sort of... There's a lot of these very large skyscrapers owned by various subsidiaries of the 4 or 5 mega corporations that basically run the entire planet.
So the planet is Shadowrun.
Oh yeah, this is a very Shadowrun planet, but also it has like the biggest digital entertainment industry as well. So it's Shadowrun Hollywood.
Yeah, like I said, Shadowrun. That wasn't that actually the plot of the first one, or one of the side quests.
Not precisely, I don't think. But anyway.
Anyway, moving on.
He points to the other skyscraper across the way. He says, on that floor, and he seems to be pointing towards a specific floor, there is a vault of an upcoming suite of technical inventions, blueprints, that sort of thing. It is not the most heavily guarded because they don't want people to know that it exists, but there it is.
And you want it.
It would give us quite the edge for a very long time, so long as there was no trace that we were involved in the stealing of it. As long as it couldn't possibly be proven and, held up in litigation for decades, probably. So if we were to spend any assets on this, our opponent would know fairly for certain, but as long as there's at least enough deniability and that we don't make any moves that can be tracked, like, say, hiring some outsiders to do the work ourselves, or themselves.
Even though I'm technically considered an asset.
You've been off planet for a while. Long enough that you haven't really been... Well, let's just say that we've been making sure that no one's been following you too closely, either.
The gesture is appreciated.
Sure, that gesture wasn't a middle finger.
And besides, as long as you, well, I suppose get off the planet in a hasty manner, they'll assume that you're just soldiers of fortune who got the jump on them and got away with it. And then in a year or two, we unveil all this new technology. Or some version of it that's been retrofitted to be just legally distinct enough. And we make trillions.
As we do.
Mhm.
They're
Wow.
named Project Gunsmoke, and we shall name it Gun.Smoke.
This will be enough of a favor to set you free for a while. Because, well, not to put it too lightly, the Yaji family is at a bit of a precipice with the other powers in play. And this would be the thing that would set us up for dominance for the long term. I'd say that sort of advantage is worth an impossible favor, like getting out. What do you all say to that? And of course, as I promised earlier, star charts to help you get out of this cluster. What do you all say to that?
Well, I don't think we can say no.
Well, you can say no
I
and
don't-
leave without
I
your
don't
pilot
think
or
we're
your ship.
allowed to say no.
Even Cerez, you can say no and just come back to work for us.
I'm gonna take that as a
Okay.
no. Never. Not on your life.
I'll be 100% honest. There was not an intelligible word in that grumbling. There was nothing
I
said.
think I heard stupid a few times.
He
I'm
chuckles
pretty
as
sure
if
that was a swear in some sort of language.
Wait, hold on. I got to
She's
gag
smart
for this.
enough that she might know a few.
Oh, wait, hold on. Taukav's translator picks up on some of that, and
No.
wait, hold on, and speaker just says angry pilot noises.
Good.
Uh,
well, in that case, I leave this little heist up to you. We don't care about casualties, we don't care about collateral damage, we don't care about going stealthy or loud. It is whatever method you can imagine. And America is a very, very rich, very large place. Whatever you can think up, whatever tech or weaponry or, celebrity endorsement, whatever you might think you need to pull this heist off, you can probably find it here in America if you just search long enough.
so I'm going in with a stun baton and a shield, and I'm gonna kill no one.
How much health do you have?
17.
Good to hear.
I rolled real well on the level up.
All right, I forgot to mention at the end of the last session, I told everyone in Discord, everyone's level 2 now, which means they're slightly less squishy, but we're still in sort of the high lethality zone.
hmm
Yeah. So now instead of being killed in one hit, I'll be killed in 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Of course,
that
that's
means you have
assuming
a-
they hit me.
Well, they might be professionals with very good weapons. Who knows?
Yeah.
Which is entirely possible with all of this.
Arsene gestures to the area around you and says you can use this as your staging area freely. But I have business to attend to, so. And he struts out of there, leaving you be.
Okay. Well,
So it's up to you guys to formulate a plan. And you're probably going to need some kind of hardware or resource or something. Whatever you can think up that might help make this a sure thing and compensate for your lack of superheroism.
Mhm.
And to do that, you will use the search action on the planet if you name what you're looking for. And on the way, you'll find encounters. But right now, it's time to at least formulate a plan.
Hmm.
So how do you want to do this?
I mean, I'm just gonna list off a few things that we need. Who owns that area that we're going into? Information about the building itself and security. Information about the exact area we're going to. Ways in and out.
It's
A
basically
way.
it's basically like the 50th floor of a skyscraper that's kind of under construction but has a vault hidden in sort of a central section.
Hmm.
And it's owned by a subsidiary of a shell company of a subsidiary of a shell company of a massive mega corporation. And security is generally going to be armed guards disguised as construction workers.
Which means we have to get through that and into it, and depending on the actual security systems, that has to be dealt with because that will exist.
Yeah, it will
Mhm.
probably it's data that you're going after, so you'll need a way to crack through data security and access a physical server.
So that's
Don't worry about
Ferris's
that
job.
part.
And you'll what is your program skills again?
Program is 1, and I have hacker foci.
Yeah, you may
So-
not
So
want
if
to you may not want to leave that entirely to chance. You may want to find some hardware to help with that.
Well, yeah,
Again, you are not like
but that's like a known issue. There's unknowns here, like the stuff that's like I can look at this building, I see it's on construction, but I can't see the vault. I don't see the guards who are around there. I don't see the system that it is. I can prepare for and get stuff to hack into it and prepare for that. But there's some unknowns there that are my priority to find out about first and then adding on to it. There's a very long laundry list.
so what you want to do is find a way to gather intelligence.
Yes.
All right. Well, how do you want to accomplish that?
Pose as construction worker.
Well, Taukkav can be a distraction, just fly into the 50th story.
Well,
Just-
it's like pigeon.
Catch everyone off
just
guard.
dive bomb into the window.
Smash and
is
grab.
that is a suspiciously large. What the hell is that? I was
Very fat
distracted.
pigeon.
That is a suspiciously large pigeon.
Well, maybe you can look for somebody who will have that information without having to
Yep.
actually break your way inside.
That would be helpful, yes.
Like maybe try to tail one of the guards or something like that.
Find the nerdiest construction worker.
or
Don't
any.
mess with the nerds.
Nerd rage.
Well, I mean, they specifically
Nerds
probably
beef
did
up
that.
after college.
Not always.
See.
We
Love listening to
ner-
quiet folks plan a heist.
Well, who's good at sneaking around it? Because I can tell you, it ain't me.
Yeah, not me either.
I got a 0.
I mean, if
That's-
it's
Pretty good.
if it's woodsy enough, I can get in there. Just hide in the shrubbery. I am.
It's the
plants.
one building that's being built entirely out of logs and vines.
Just a nice log cabin.
Yeah, well,
A
no.
5-story log cabin.
5-story log cabin
50
hotel.
story, whatever it is.
It'll be fine. I'll just be a plant in the lobby.
Just walk in with the pot.
You could probably find
Just
some
leave it
like tech to like make like plant life grow super fast around the whole floor. Stuff like that. Like tech, especially like gray market and black market maltech, can do just about anything you want if you search hard enough.
Probably need an electronic lockpick, a vault door.
Yeah, I was about to say, at the very least, because I guess I'm the only one talking right now. What I want to do is I want to find out information about the various security systems that an organization such as this would be utilizing, especially with something they want to hide, but also not be super obvious. And then also tech to acquire to help break into stuff like that in general.
You're gonna have to hunt down somebody who has that information.
Yup.
So we stake out the building and follow someone to a non-disclosed location.
Well, I feel like just the guards wouldn't know that, but I feel like that's something you could go find techie people.
But it'd have to
Find
be
a
someone
white-
with, yeah, you could go find someone with like first-hand knowledge of that corporation's kind of systems.
Thinking.
So we should find out more about that stuff and then plan the rest of it around it.
All right. Do you want to go ahead and search for your techie intel?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we're going to abstract that as search action looking for something specific. So you'll roll 2d6 plus any relevant attribute or skill based on this location, whatever might apply to looking. And if you roll high enough, you find what you're looking for. If not, you find an encounter and then search again, keeping your progress so far.
And
So does
and no.
I would say either Connect would be a strong candidate here.
Yeah.
oh
Think
wouldn't,
maybe-
wouldn't
I feel like I was
Connect, know, or program would probably be the 3 here.
I'm going to say
Would
whoever
you-
can muster the highest bonus will make the roll. We'll just do that one roll.
Where is it?
It's too bad Xencarn's not here because we could really use that connect skill they have.
I
Yeah.
mean, I got a 0 in no.
I have zeros out. It's like no is all facts about academic or scientific field.
So with no, you could probably figure out where a building is that has the knowledge that you want.
It'd be more of like just what kind of knowledge. No, connect would be finding the people. It's fine.
Yeah.
I was like jumping between the two.
Hmm.
I mean, right now, no one's gonna have like an exceptional bonus, but
I know, but if it's int and connect, I have no mod. If it's int and no, I have +1.
it could also be like charisma or wisdom.
Int is my only skill. It has like has a modifier to it. Everything else is 0.
Fair enough. Just
But that's
pointing out options.
Just me. Yep, that's just me. Anyone else got numbers?
No, I got no numbers.
All of my stuff would be negative.
I'm 0 all round.
Same. 0.
Unless I could use Constitution or Strength, then it would be a 0.
Hmm.
I've got a +1 to intellect, but I don't have any relevant skills.
Oh,
Are you okay?
I just knocked down a dice thing.
Oh, okay.
I guess I can roll like equal for int and connect. So the +1 would bring it up to a 0, and everyone else seems to have it negative. Curse
Well,
fight.
Basically,
Smart.
if Acrasis has a +1 to charisma and 1 connect, so if you don't mind me rolling for him, I'll
Go
do
for it.
do
Go
that
for
for
it.
you.
It's like, hey guys, I got this. I know people.
Gets a 7, which is not quite there, but it's a good start. So let's start with our first deck draw. Go ahead and shuffle the deck first, and then six of clubs. All right.
Klabu.
And go ahead and mark a system strain for all of you, because I assume you're all participating in this.
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. While you are searching for this this technical knowledge, Dr. Bayleaf,
Hello.
you are approached by a man, very moneyed-looking man in a suit, who is like, "Yes, I can see it now. Do you want your face plastered all over all the biggest boards in the city? I can make you a star. Just sign here."
Getting scouted.
I would read that contract first.
As your manager, I insist.
He just comes up to me. I'm just like looking around, like, is he talking to someone behind me?
Well,
Nope, talk to the
apparently
plant.
you've got, apparently you, I mean, he's throwing compliments at you left and right. Apparently you're like the Brad Pitt of Floresians or something, or whatever the 3200 AD equivalent would be.
I have very attractive floral features. Flower arranging.
No, wait. Smarty's British, so wouldn't it be Benedict Cumberbatch or something?
They really like your vines. Please tell us who does your trimming.
Who does your flower arranging? Oh, it's all natural.
Okay.
He keeps trying to pressure you to, like, this is a once, one-time opportunity, etc., etc.
You know, I appreciate the offer, but considering what I just went through and where we are, I like my organs where they are, inside my body.
He actually gets flustered at that, like, organs? Who said anything about organs? As his eyes dart left and right.
Wow, you were spot on.
He says, well,
I don't want
your
to
loss, and
some greenhouse with a kidney missing.
Do Floresians have kidneys, or?
Probably.
It's not technically my kidney, but I like it where it is.
Where'd you
Wait a
get
minute.
Wait.
that kidney, Bayleaf?
Look, I don't question what you have for lunch.
Listen, we weren't going to talk about that, and you brought it back up.
Some Floresians eat meat.
Some Floresians, we eat what we can.
Just because they're plants doesn't mean that they're vegetarians. Or
Would that be
photosynthesize.
cannibalism?
I mean, it could be considered cannibalism. Food is food.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's only the.
I feel
There's
like
only-
your conversation last week did this too, where we started devolving into cannibalism.
No. That was the one before that one.
Was it?
Yeah.
Except I feel like that time it might have been about Taukkav.
I mean, there's not really much of a difference.
I mean, alien cuisine just brings up a whole mess of things. Especially when those aliens look like other things that are edible.
It's only cannibalism if Bayleaf eats another Bayleaf.
And even
Yes.
then, cannibalism is probably pretty common in other places.
When you live on a planet where everything can kill you, you eat what you can. Food is food, even if it's a dead person.
I love this conversation. It's so
That's-
weird.
I'm trying
You-
to see
you
if
almost-
there's like a planet with a cannibalism tag here. 'Cause I'm pretty
That's
sure
scary.
you're going to encounter one someday. But anyway,
No,
the
it's
the
just
contract
like,
hustler has gone, and I think partly because of this conversation.
We just have this conversation while he's there, and he's like,
This is
"Oh,
how we
I
get rid of
regret
people.
this."
We start talking about cannibalism and
Yeah.
the rationality behind it and the legality.
How to get rid of awkward company.
This is how you get rid of
I
people.
mean,
How
anything's
to get rid
legal
of
if no one
100%
sees
how
you
you
doing
get rid
it.
of people.
Yeah, how to get rid of awkward company. Ask the doctor about her dietary habits.
Wasn't this part of the premise behind the Dave Chappelle pop copy thing, where to get rid of people, you try to end a really uncomfortable conversation?
Anyway,
Just slowly backs away, like, I regret this.
let's see how.
As he should.
You're welcome.
Acrasis gets
This
you a
is
little
not-
bit closer to where you need to go, but still not quite there. So we'll go ahead and draw one more time. 10 of clubs this time. All right.
Trouble is the name of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then. As you are searching through sort of industrial area near a kind of a business district, you hear distant sounds of gunfire and explosives. And it occurs to you, Cerez, that there is a Yaji family safe house nearby, and it sounds like it's under attack. Do you go and help out, or do you leave it be or take some other kind of action? Do you notify the authorities?
So the way I see it, there are 4 to 5 things we could do. We could go there and help out. We could not go there and just leave. We could go there and just watch. We can go there and help the other people. Or we can call the authorities.
That's 5 things.
I said 4 or 5.
I mean, helping them out, maybe they scratch our back, return.
That's kind of the point of the job that they put us on, that we were scratching theirs.
Well, it's up to you guys.
Maybe they know a guy that knows a guy or something. Or maybe the folks that are attacking them know a guy that knows a guy. If I may, what's the word I'm looking for? Helping the attackers will probably further distance ourselves from them and make this whole thing go a lot smoother.
Or make it harder. At the very least, we could find out if the other party happens to be part of the group that we're going to steal from.
That is also
and
possible.
Then that just gets us an in with them. But if we do that, and that happens to be the case, I must fully preface that I should not be recognized by any of the Ajee.
Just wear glasses.
Or I wear goggles.
I've got the spare lab
24/7.
coat.
In that case, take them off.
No.
All right, well. Put glasses over your goggles.
Get you like a wig. I can give you a lab coat. It'll be fine.
Can I have your lab coat over my head?
You can, yes, if you want.
Wrap it like a turban.
No, I'm just gonna take the lab coat and put it over my head like a ghost. It's fine.
This is not at all suspicious.
This is how incognito works.
Is it?
Yes. I'm smart. So is I.
Okay. Good luck with that.
So yeah, I guess at the very least, we're going to see, at least check out what's going on, to at least see if the other people are affiliated with who we're taking stuff from.
I'm gonna say that you're not gonna be able to tell at a glance, because again, Amirg is a planet of smoke and mirrors, where everything's a subsidiary of a shell company. So they're gonna have whether they're private security or gangsters or something, they're not gonna necessarily advertise they are who they say they are, and they have the connections they have. But there are ways to find out. So I guess if you got a good look at them and then ask your contacts later, you could probably find out, but you won't be able to find out at a glance.
Decision.
Again, it's really more about, do you want to join the fight or not?
I mean, it is what half of us are good at.
I am not good at it at all, and have no intentions of fighting.
We
as
will
long as
stay
I
in the
can.
background. You lot
How
go
about
and-
you guys go flex your muscles?
Yeah, you muscle
good to me.
people go do your muscle thing. We'll stand over here.
And they'll stand over here and guard the two that can't do anything for themselves.
I'm gonna play marbles with Bayleaf.
Okay.
I'll patch you up when you come back. You'll be fine.
And I can help.
I'll laugh at you.
See, moral support.
Yep. I wouldn't be any help over there anyway. I just knock people out. And in this thing, I bet they're probably going to kill each other, so I'll pass.
So I guess the bigger question is whose heads do we crack?
Yeah. Question.
Mm-hmm. Again, this is not mandatory. You can just let this play out and deal with the aftermath.
So have Taukkav make some popcorn?
Crack both heads.
Crack both heads with popcorn.
Crack the other people's heads unless the Yoshi pisses us off. And then I'm gonna go hide in a corner. And I don't know you.
I am unsuspecting plant.
Pretty sure I have a D2 around here somewhere.
Let's go to coin.
What did you think I was looking for?
But by all means, muscle people go muscle.
So I guess since we're not really doing anything, for now we're just watching it play out.
Is that your decision?
Yeah, it's not that much fun just doing it by myself.
All right. Since
I was going to help.
Not enough of you are committed to fighting to... I mean, it wouldn't be wise to just go two against a whole dang...
Group, yeah, exactly.
So, I guess you find you want to find like a vantage point, or just like watch from a distance. I mean, these are kind of like.
Yeah, should I roll?
These are kind of like warehouses and industrial buildings and whatnot. So there's a lot of like.
And roll notice to look for a good place to look from.
Yeah, sure.
That is something I can do.
Yay.
I can sort of help.
Bam.
Yeah.
You don't need that help.
You'll be fine.
You're fine.
All right, you managed to find an open, abandoned warehouse that you can climb up to climb up a floor above and have actually a pretty excellent angle on the firefight down below. It looks like the Yaji family is losing, and whoever is attacking them is clearing them out. They don't look like they're corporate. They don't look like they're police. They look like they're probably rival criminals.
So can we tell how many of them there are from here?
At least 10.
Total
That's
or
a
each
lot.
side?
On the side that's currently entering the building.
Yeah. Not a huge fan of those odds.
The good thing fighting was a bad idea.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah, thank goodness for our indecision.
Hooray!
But
Yeah.
you do manage to notice some of the you do manage to take note of, like, I don't know, vehicles and clothing and whatnot, and sort of the general style of them. And they don't have, like, immediately recognizable markers, but they do have distinct markers.
Mm-hmm.
Gang boys.
Yep. It's some information that may or may not be helpful. An indecisive bit of intel for your indecision. But that's about it. Eventually, someone finally manages to call the local authorities, and the rival criminals clear out well before they arrive. And it's a good chance that everyone else inside is dead.
But we're not dead, and that's the important part.
But you took no
We're still
damage.
alive.
Yeah. Like, we might have been able to win, but at least one of us probably would have died. Maybe.
This way, we definitely win.
Well, if you'd taken some strategy to it, you could have, like, managed to flank them in some way that reduced your profile.
Just
And
snipe
at least added just a little bit of support to maybe turn the tide.
Yeah.
But
Too late for that now.
something to think about for later. Yeah, and besides, you would add a whole other group of complications of getting involved in a gang war. So,
Yeah.
ups and downs.
There is that.
Mm-hmm.
Time to continue our search.
And there doesn't seem to be, I mean, it's not like any of them knew you were there. You didn't even get close enough. So if you don't tell anybody that you witnessed a safe house getting slaughtered, no one's going to ask.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Thank God for the abandoned warehouse sector.
Yep.
All right. Gonna have roll for Xencarn again. All right, and you manage to find the person you're looking for. You
All right.
find
All right.
you find just tracking down from one bar to another a rather jaded-looking systems engineer who works for the parent company of the construction group who manages the building you're targeting. And, well, no one treats anyone particularly well, especially in IT. And he might be interested in jumping ship to a different group. If you can offer him something lucrative enough, he'll divulge the secrets you need.
We treat you like a proper person.
Mm-hmm.
And not just ring you up to ask you, can you do this? And the answer is turn it off and on again. And then we question why we pay you because you don't do anything.
That hits a little too close to home.
I know, right?
Oops. That's a
Wow.
big oof.
Do you
I've
actually
been on
just
both sides of
is your
that.
plan just to show him hospitality?
Yes, my plan is to treat him like a normal person and hope that gets him.
I think he might start crying.
So are we trying to get him to join our crew, or
I mean, if we can get an IT guy on this ship, that's great. But if
kinda
not,
have
that's
one
also
already.
great.
I
A
mean,
second IT guy.
I assume right here
Alright.
this is an aside.
He's not looking to like leave the planet. He just wants to
right?
maybe
Yeah.
change companies, find
I
a
mean,
new
you
job.
know,
Next
it's
level
a
up, I can
win-win
also
for
be the
us
backup
either
IT.
way.
So then that just answers the thing I was going to say that I assumed was going to be an aside is basically we can offer him my job and then I can just leave.
You
You're
can
also
go
a
from being a
mechanic.
pilot mechanic to just pilot.
It's fine. They're not gonna accept it either, but he doesn't know that.
I mean, it's a win-win either way. We either get a
But
new
maybe they
mechanic
like
or we
that
get
too, and they'll leave me
information.
alone.
Wow.
Is
But
it clear
yeah,
I
no.
want to leave? I don't think I've made it clear that I want to leave.
We
Yeah,
treat
you might
him
need to
like
try
a
a bit
decent person and then get the information out of him.
Well, I mean, if the whole point of this thing is to get somebody else to sell the
But-
technology and they make money, by extension, he could benefit from that. A nice finder's fee from it.
Well, the joke aside is more of offering him a position with the Azure with my recommendation, which I assume kind of carries a little bit.
Hey, do you want a promotion?
Wait.
Okay, come with
Or
us.
at least Arsene will give me 5 minutes.
That's certainly possible, and after working for Megacorps, this guy doesn't seem too broken up about working for a criminal organization. If he can manage,
wanna
if he
work
can,
for
if he
someone
can
who is
manage to,
confirmed.
if he can, set his own hours at the very least.
Dude, they
Oh,
let me leave.
flexible hours.
They let me leave planet, and they only tell me to work when they need me. I basically do whatever I want. These are pretty good hours.
So you're eternally on call, though.
I haven't been
to work
called
for
in like months.
You get to work for someone who is a confirmed criminal rather than someone who just acts like a criminal.
I'm gonna say I want a talk roll, and I'll accept either int talk or charisma talk.
So can anyone talk?
No, but I can int.
Well,
I can int and make it a flat roll.
Considering that Taukkav actually needs to use a translator to understand you guys, that actually gives him negative modifiers, so he can't do that.
Yeah, I mean...
Is that like
if you
a thing?
wanna do
Is
it-
that like an actual thing on your sheet, or?
No, it actually is. I looked it up.
Oh. I mean, if you want to do it, Avis, you do it.
I guess.
Yeah, and whoever has also a not negative roll
I mean,
Yeah,
you can all just roll and try.
can help.
Oh, hell.
You're all
I'll do
around.
it.
Sure, let's see how this
And
goes.
your strategy of treating him like a decent human being is giving you a bit of a bonus, so the DC is lower.
Ah.
Yeah!
You just sit there and look pretty. It's okay.
It's okay, I'll just...
You're fine.
It's
Oh, that's a
hey,
good
there we
roll.
go.
Alex Cortez.
Just sit. See that? Just sit there and be our precious plant.
I get that my appearance is off-putting, but really...
Talk about a wallflower, Tish.
I was gonna say his uncle got attacked by someone looking for some kidneys, so he doesn't really want to talk to you.
I've got a bit of kidney in my teeth.
Anyway. That is all more than enough, so basically, what do you want to know about the security systems? You will now have carte blanche to ask as many things as you need to know.
sweet.
Well, what is it for a start? What is it, and how do we get past it?
Are there
What's-
automated turrets?
What's being used? Any backdoors or flaws or weaknesses in the system itself?
How about we stick to specific yes or no questions?
No.
Can we turn it off?
Does it have any?
If you turn it off, no. If you turn it off, the server also turns off, so you can't get the data unless you haul the
Can
entire
we-
server out. But it's very heavy.
Can we turn it against the other group? Make it work for us.
There's no automated weaponry. There's no robotic stuff. Pretty much for that reason. There's only the construction equipment, which is somewhat automated.
Are there any backdoors into the system to like get into it easier, or
Yes, there are.
do you know them?
Yes, he does.
Can we have your
Okay,
access
give them
card?
to me.
As soon as this meeting with Arsene goes through, then he will. So you can assume that you've got them.
So is the best we can do with this get into the system and then make all of us listed as
But we can't
people
get into
who
the
have
system.
access?
It's all human security. It's
Right.
personnel security.
We
The
have to
only
Like to make it not send an alarm or something.
Can we get your login credentials?
in order to basically the back door is kind of a secret login sort of thing.
So what does the security system do? You already
all-
said yes or no questions, right?
Well, I needed to get you guys to narrow it down a bit because you were asking way too general questions.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Sorry.
Basically, it's just a bunch of guys with comm pads who can call for backup.
Are there any points of the day that are less security than others?
It's pretty thorough around the clock. This is some very valuable stuff. But there are regular guard changes, but they're fairly frequent, and there's not really an opening where there's nobody there.
So just people. Does that mean no cameras?
There are a couple, but it's not a comprehensive thing because that would add even more energy draw than the vault itself, and that would draw way more attention. It's supposed to be a construction site.
Right.
When they call for backup, do those calls all get routed to a central location?
They do, actually. They get routed to the Megacorp's security HQ.
So would we be able to reroute that?
You'd have to
Or
be able
block
to get. You'd have to.
He just got pinged for work. He got that. There's another admin ticket asking him to fix things.
He just sort of groans and rests his forehead on the table for a second and then gets back up. And he says, you'd have to find the nearby relay that it would go to and block it there. Like something on one of their nearby rooftops between it and the HQ.
Ew.
That would... And program it so it would block specifically that frequency and that ID of call.
Radio jammer.
Essentially, but 100 times more complex.
Right.
But yes, you could make it so that no help was coming if you were just going to storm the place and cause an alarm.
Or that we were the help.
Yeah, because if we can block the call and then some of us show up pretending to be backup.
Turn this into Ocean's 13.
Hey.
That was the entire
You'd need a
movie.
pretty intimate knowledge of the Megacorp's security protocols, and you'd need proper identification, because these guys aren't... This is a fairly professional outfit. It's
No amateurs here.
Yeah.
Except us.
Right. No amateurs there.
Yeah, you're not really going to be able to fool them by just putting on uniforms and pretending, because they're professionals, but they're acting clandestine. That's why it's kind of light, kind of heavy.
Hmm.
So
I
of course
don't think
they're
putting
going to have protocols to make sure people are who they say they are.
I don't think putting Taukkav in a suit is going to help.
What do you mean? Of course that would help.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be funny, don't get me wrong, but
That's the whole point.
And also, this particular megacorp is, shall we say, exclusively human.
yeah, that might also
So-
not help.
That's like 3 of us.
That narrows it down a fair bit.
What about uniforms and mustaches, says Din.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's
Thank you, Dan.
mostly human. That would be fine.
Din-
Give the
Din
plant,
gets it.
give the plant a mustache. They'll totally pass as a human.
Yeah.
My God, there's a giant pigeon with a mustache flying towards us.
Oh no, that's just Bob. Don't worry about it.
He's very sensitive about his appearance.
But we could still have Taukkav just fly up and break through the window on the 50th floor where the vault is.
Yeah, but that may cause enough of a disturbance that people on the floor or the lower floors that are complete might call the authorities.
Yeah, cops are coming.
Yeah.
You
So
need
they can still get a signal out to people that aren't from the company they work for.
Yeah, you could. I mean, blocking all transmissions on a relay would cause a authority response very
Commotion.
quickly. Yeah,
Right.
It would cause untold havoc.
and you know, from
It'd be noticed really quick.
corporate enforcers probably as well.
So the 51st floor with a glass cutter. Do it sneakily.
Is that actually where the vault is on the 50th floor?
Yes.
Roughly, yeah. I mean, I just picked a number out of thin air, but
Random
yes.
number.
I was just trying to make sure I was properly paying attention. I was like, was that the actual floor it needs to be on?
Yeah.
Again, I'm playing the details fairly fast and loose here, but what else is new?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's fine.
The guards there also have like implants and whatnot, which it would be highly unethical and hard to get your hands on, but you could possibly exploit that in some way.
Like getting an EMP.
If you, it could be a very small one if you don't want to cause a terrorist incident.
Right.
Yeah.
Just knock someone out and call for the doctor, and then that'll be me.
I mean, I guess you could get like EMP like small explosives.
EMP grenades.
Yeah.
Stun EMP.
Which, if they have brain cybernetics, might be lethal. Not entirely sure.
Again,
Yeah,
ethical,
50-50.
but hey.
It depends how much of their brain is electronical.
Also, in terms of ethics, I would like. Never mind. I'm not going to bring that up again. But I was going to ask, what kind of implants are you talking about? Just general ones, or?
For security, there's ID, communications, some focus enhancement, that sort of thing. Kind of a basic security package.
We find a guy, we rip the implant out, use that to get around.
Sure, just yank out a very delicate
I mean, yes, you
series
can
of
just yank
nanotubes
out a
interwoven
series
with
of...
brain matter and stick
We
it
do
into your
have
own
a
head.
doctor and mechanic.
I mean, there's a
Do you
way
have-
that might.
Do you have both literal brain surgeon and like bioengineer?
I'm sure Dr. Bayleaf has at least some experience with brains.
I'm sorry. I think Dr. Bayleaf would consider that dinner.
Well, I never
Listen,
said it was surgical
They
experience.
don't have to be alive when you do the brain surgery.
I was just saying I wasn't going to bring it back up, and now we're here again.
Anyway,
They're not necessarily alive after the brain surgery either.
Back to the important questions.
did we ask about the vault door itself? The electronic lock?
No, we did not.
Okay.
asked if there were weaknesses and flaws, and we're gonna get them when I bring.
Yep, you'll have a exploit for the door.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so that part is kind of handy. It's just us getting from point A to point B. Point C is handled, and then getting out of the issue.
Taukkav flies off with the actual server.
I mean, that still would leave the rest of us in the building, but okay. We need to figure out a way to get. That's
and a way to get out. Yes.
One step at a time.
You bring up an important plan. Nobody else really has an escape route.
Well, sometimes you think of a way in, and then you automatically think of a way out, but then no plan survives contact.
It's less coming up with an escape plan.
I'd rather have like an idea of how we're getting
survive.
in than how we're getting out first.
Improvised man cannon.
So we'll just throw the biggest guy out the window and use them as a.
Okay, but still, how are we getting in?
The roof,
Stealth
maybe?
suit? Let's search for stealth suits.
Do stealth suits exist?
Yeah, I was about to ask about that, actually.
What do you mean by that? What are you imagining here?
Like maybe a stealth boy?
Like an actual,
or like those suits that
like an actual invisibility suit,
like the suits in Fallout,
something like
the
that.
stealth guys.
Yeah,
have.
stealth boy.
No, not the stealth boy. Like that's
like the actual suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you're describing here is in the realm of pre-tech artifacts. Like you've heard of something called a ghost mantle that can warp light around the wearer to blur their outlines to match to their surroundings.
God, that sounds
with
awesome.
Something a little more realistic. Cool. We can.
That is actually like still kind of beyond tech level 4 stuff.
If you want to go with something a little more realistic, just get yourself a high-vis jacket and a clipboard.
Why a clipboard?
Because it completes the look. You need 3 things. From where I've been working around a lot in hospitals and whatnot, if you have 3 things will get you anywhere: a high-vis jacket, a clipboard, and a smug sense of superiority.
You can change the bottom part of that to a walk that says "I know where I'm going," and that is 100% accurate.
Wow.
Anyway,
Going through the.
What would be what we could find on a TL4 world is a grav parachute, which is something that could it's basically like a device that feather falls you for up to 1,000 meters.
Basically go in through the top floor.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Right.
It should be fine.
Oh,
how do we get up that high?
I should mention that these skyscrapers, like, you're looking for floor 50, and there's like over 100 floors.
Yeah.
And
So
like construction above that too.
So what I'm hearing is the plan is essentially go to the 51st floor and then burrow into the 50th floor.
We could A-team this and just drop in from the sky in the tank.
Yeah, are there any floors that don't have windows?
Or any floors that we could potentially get to without, like...
Yeah, the 101st.
So
right.
what you're saying is our entry plan is the inverse of the climbing 10,000 stairs in Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it said we go down 10,000 stairs.
Yeah, that.
But first we need to climb 10,000 stairs to get there, and then zip line across, and then go down.
And I would walk 10,000 stairs.
You could also possibly fly a grav car up there.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's
not
right.
suspicious at all. Let's ram a
That-
car into the
That's
side
not
of a
subtle at
building.
all.
Oh no, I've got it. We take the grav car up there, and then we all jump out and let it go crash somewhere in the distance. That'll draw the authorities away.
I was thinking to save the grav car for our escape.
Someone is in the grab car waiting, and then we jump out the window, in Mission Impossible style, and jump in the car.
Yeah, this is starting to sound a lot like in Mission Impossible.
Again, we we have several ways to get out.
We would probably have to hire someone else to drive the grav car.
What about
'Cause
the
I
IT
think-
guy?
Does he have a pilot skill?
I don't know.
You need a
I think
wheelman,
the
is
only
what you're
ones-
saying?
Yeah,
Hmm.
because Saris
don't
and
think
Jayce are probably the only ones on the crew who can pilot that.
I could lift the car.
I should probably
Sure.
be not
could-
driving it.
Yeah, you're probably going to be needed for the door,
Yeah.
and probably a good idea to have more muscle as well.
Yeah, so in theory, we shouldn't split up.
Yep. I
Oh,
should
yeah, I
search
wasn't-
for a non-lethal ranged weapon.
It's like I have these ideas, but I can't justify doing them. And they wouldn't work either, which is generally the flirt with the security guard to get him to show you the nice security system he's protecting.
I don't
And then
think
Yeah.
that'll
knock him
work.
down. But it
might
won't
work
work.
until he makes rude comments, and then you'd hit him with a wrench.
Yeah, again, I can't do that.
It works
I
until he
can't-
insults you, and then we're all fucked.
Bayleaf can go do it.
It works.
That might.
And then you find
It
out
might
he's
work.
and with your luck, you probably find out that he's asexual.
There is that. Also, that plan might work a little bit better if they're actually construction workers.
Yeah, but we already, since they're security, we can't even go in pretending that we are construction, and they're already they know who's supposed to be there and who's not.
Yeah.
This is very tough.
It's you said it wasn't going to be easy.
Oh,
So
yeah,
how
I-
many are there buildings around the site?
Yep, there's the one you have your staging ground in. It's pretty packed city. There's skyscrapers on all sides.
Mm-hmm. Is there another construction site near that construction site, or is it just completed buildings surrounding it?
There is actually. They're kind of in various states of construction and repair. There's some are complete, some are still kind of building up.
So we could find out when a nearby construction site has no one on, and then use that to set up a way to get to the place we're going, like through the air.
Like using our staging ground, which is going to be empty and is pretty close to where we were going, and has our target visible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds real obvious when you put it that way.
I'm just concerned that maybe people see us going in and out of here frequently.
Well, the bottom floors are open to the public, and they have elevators.
Okay. So less of an issue.
So getting in isn't the issue. Getting in to the floor we need to is.
Yeah.
So we need to get probably to the 102nd floor at least, if the only place that doesn't have windows on that building is the 101st. If we're gonna zip line anyway.
I'm say the 101st because that's where the building that is sort of complete ends and this construction begins, where it's
Right.
all open air with like, massive winds on all sides.
Yeah, that's the part that's going to kill us if we do that.
And that's where we take the grav chutes. If we fall, then we just float down.
At that point, I would just say come in with the ship and just leave.
It might be too cramped for the ship.
Yeah, no. You would knock down a building.
So it's a dumb looking building anyway.
Granted, less
I mean,
collateral.
The construction crew's already there. It'll be fine.
I'd be
Well,
more
but
concerned is it's the damage that it does to the ship.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah. Be especially bad if it damages the ship to where it couldn't leave orbit.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably hurt the atmospheric configuration in some way.
So let's go find a grav car.
Fair enough.
I guess.
Is the car going to be the in or the out?
Yes.
Okay.
Drive up, smash through the window, throw a bunch of EMP grenades, hack the door, get out.
Stealth is optional.
Smash and grab.
Yeah, I think only one of us even actually has any points in stealth at all.
Yeah. Probably right.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sneak.
Same thing.
So basically you need to find and hire a wheelman with a fast grav
Well,
car.
If we just park it in the building, then one of us could drive it.
But can you drive fast enough to get away from the inevitable cops and corporate enforcers? If you're going to go and smash and grab.
Good
A
point.
professional
question.
a professional would be able to get that done. You guys,
Or not, which is why we were hired to do it.
Yep.
again, it's all about
Can we set off the fire alarm? Make the entire building evacuate.
these guys wouldn't evacuate in a fire alarm.
If
What
there
if
was
we
an actual,
actually set the building on fire?
if there was actually a fire.
Automated systems
Or are
would
they
probably put it out.
fireproof?
You'd probably get like automated drones putting it out pretty quick.
Well, I guess let's go find a wheelman.
Yep.
Find the wheelman. Crash into the building.
Or at least
going
a
guns
car.
blazing.
Yeah, at the very least a car. Hopefully a wheelman to go with it.
All right. So the search continues.
Yep.
And I'll roll for Xencarn's connect skills again. And well, that's a very good roll.
Hey.
Yeah.
He's quite
Yeah.
suited to finding like criminal contacts, apparently. Not quite enough to get there, but like a very good ways along. So we'll go ahead and draw from the deck. Uh, 10 of
Spades.
spades, which is a repeat, so we're going to do that again. Jack of spades, all right. Just one over
Deck
anyway.
looks-
Basically, I got it split into red and black, so. All right, so. As you're searching for this criminal contact, trying to build connections and ask around, you learn about a private corporate military base where there have been a lot of corners cut, where security is extremely lax and people are underexperienced and underpaid, and is frankly ripe for the pickings for some corporate hardware.
Oh boy.
So pre-heist heist?
Time to go commit GTA.
All right, just give me a general plan of what you want to do with this, and then I'll ask for some rolls. We'll do it very simplified.
We go in.
And generally
we
give
steal
me
a
an idea of
car.
what you're looking for or hoping for from this.
I mean, do we have anything more complicated than go in, get car, leave?
I mean, if they have any non-lethal ranged weapons.
They are corporate enforcers.
You got any decent armor in there?
That'll fit a yeldirr? Who knows?
Go in, get loaded, leave.
I mean, guns are pretty simple to sell off some black market or something.
That is true.
I would say go for the weapons.
Well, if we get the stuff, throw it into the car, then take the car and leave.
Pick up what's not nailed down.
Yeah, it's standard
So
adventure.
what's your general strategy for infiltration and exfiltration?
Make them think I'm their superior.
Just run a con on them?
Yeah.
Yep.
If you shout at them loud enough, they won't question you.
Pretty much.
All right, so
Do you need-
Act like I belong here.
Do you need
That's
some
my sense of
pointers?
superiority.
How to do that?
I mean, basically, I'm wearing combat armor.
yeah, but there's a difference
That's
between
a
like
good enough
corporate
disguise.
enforcer combat armor.
True.
But you could probably find a uniform or like print one pretty easy.
Yeah.
So I can,
Let's have Alex do it because they've got a 0 and sneak, and part of sneak is defeat security and avoid notice.
And my background's in military.
that's true. I would give you a bonus on that. It's not a bad strategy actually, considering the staff here is probably going to be not terribly experienced.
Yep. And it might help if I go with and just support that. Got 2 soldiers here.
I mean, you would all be going in to loot as much as you can.
Yeah.
But we send in the muscle first to start the con, and then we can bring in the backup.
I mean, there's always Superior always goes in. They're up front. Their number 2 is behind them, and then there's their Goonie that are following just because they're supposed to be there.
Could be going in for a
Or just everyone else is just the
inspection.
image.
Cerez could probably go in. It could probably, send them a fraudulent message that this inspection is happening or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
yeah.
Well, then in that case, choose your skills and make your rolls. And we'll see how well it goes.
So what am I rolling? Sneak?
Yeah, it might be sneak. Work might also work if
Oh.
it's like work
I
soldier.
think he's fine.
Wow, someone
Yeah, he
someone
should
want
be
to pass on a
fine.
help check? Because that will put you to 12.
Yeah, I'll help.
Literally
I'm not doing
anything you can think
anything.
of.
If I get a
I
bonus
mean-
for being a soldier, then it's just a straight 2d6.
Yeah. Not entirely so much.
Maybe Saris with a program for the fraudulent
uh,
message.
Yeah, and that would be considered hacking. So then I would roll 3 and then drop below it.
Cool.
Do it.
I'm just gonna do that and 3D int
Oh.
program, so that would be +2 in the end.
Hey.
That's a good
5 and
one.
6
Uh,
plus 2 is 13. Yeah. Or no. Yes.
Well,
No?
it still
Yeah,
would
I mean,
be,
yeah.
but
It is 13,
it
yeah.
still would because I would have to add the modifiers, which for int is +1, and then for program is still
So
+1.
the
so
5 and the 6
+2.
and the 2 there. So yeah. That's
Yep.
that's the actual result you get
Yeah.
by some
Yeah.
coincidence.
Well,
Yeah.
So that you do, I mean, a 12 is described in the book is only a true master could expect to carry this off with any degree of reliability, and you do a masterful job
Nailed it.
of pretending to be the corporate enforcer, like corporate security boss, who is coming in to make an inspection, and all the green rookies on base are just like, yes sir, and let you through without an issue because
No
hey,
questions asked.
your papers are in order.
Mm-hmm.
Just bust in there.
If
and start
anything, they're
yelling
happy to
at
have
them.
someone around who knows what they're doing and isn't asking too many questions about how they're doing with upkeep.
Yeah, that makes two of us.
Bust in, start yelling, and just like, yep, nope, sure, go in.
Right?
And as it turns out, on this base, they are keeping in storage a very fast experimental grav car,
Ooh.
well, all right.
like a pursuit vehicle type of thing.
Mm.
Does it have cloaking?
It does not. It
Cloaking would
is
be
it is
nice.
made for speed and armor.
Don't need cloaking if you go fast enough.
Yeah, that.
Fair. I can dream.
Yes, if we
Yep.
can, if we make away with this car in one piece, you can add cloaking to it later.
Yeah.
This is this.
The
is
real
mine.
question is, can we fit it on the ship?
No.
Damn it.
You would need to modify your ship to have a vehicle storage, which is something you could eventually do. You can, that is something, you would have to swap out something because you've only got so much mass.
Yeah.
Alright, well, so we're not coming back for this then, so we might as well just total it by the end.
Now.
So it's just throw it into the building. I see. I'll burn some incense at its funeral. It's okay. I'm
I'll
not
give it a proper
that beat
funeral.
up over it.
Well, with some vehicle transport fittings, you could have you would have the tonnage space of vehicles, but you'd have to clear out some cargo space so you had some extra tonnage to work with.
Yeah.
And your ship right now has all of its mass being used.
Yeah, the fuel scoops, the drive, the boarding tubes, and the atmospheric configuration, as well as the plasma beam.
Well, how
That's
much
what's
mass?
taking up mass.
How much mass would it be?
For
theory.
the cargo space, it'd just be 1 mass per about like 20 tons, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 20 tons in a frigate per 1 point of free mass.
So we replace the plasma beam with something that only costs 1 mass, and then we get that storage upgrade.
I was looking at the boarding tubes.
Well, unfortunately the vehicle transport fittings would cost would cost 2 mass and 5,000 credits. Again, this would be an expensive operation to do.
Yeah, this is something for later, guys. We're just taking the car to borrow it, to get in, get our steal the stuff, get out. There will be other experimental cars on military bases.
There's probably some way you could earn 5,000 credits, or whatever the cost of modifying this thing would be. Let's see, the vehicle.
At the very least, we could probably sell it to the people that Saris works for.
I mean, this
Get
thing
some more money or
you're
something from
looking
them.
at right now. I mean, you're looking at the car right now. It's very sleek and, well, I mean, it's a very corporate design. It looks very flashy, but it also is, it has like some serious beef to it.
If it's still in one piece by the end of this, you can.
It's
keep
probably
it.
about like 12 tons, all told.
Wow.
Which is
That's
it's a little heavy for a grav car. Like a normal grav car is probably about 10 tons.
It's also experimental, so they probably don't have one, which makes it really nice in their eyes. So yes, we're taking it.
Yep. I mean, it wasn't a question of if we're taking it. It was a question of are we keeping it.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't. I clearly can't keep it. That's why I'm just gonna give it away then.
You could also probably sell it for a mint.
Yeah.
Again,
Just sell it to the family.
Yeah.
There you go. So
So
go
to
do
the
the
family,
job.
get another favor from them.
Spending cash in the.
but yeah, it's and with your like total control over the base, you can easily talk them into just like letting you drive out with this thing because for like a field test or whatever.
Yeah. So
Load
who's
it up
driving?
full
it?
of equipment,
Me.
drive it out.
All right.
And you can load up with a whole bunch of corporate weaponry as well.
I call
Oh
shotgun.
wait, you have this stuff? You have this stuff? There was a recall on all
We'll
of
just-
this.
we'll
I'm
just
sorry
load-
that you didn't get that information. We need to take this off the base now.
Wait,
Just load
Don't
it
worry,
up.
you'll thank us.
corporations do that? They do recalls? What?
Just load it up and
Do you want
drive
this
out.
to explode? It's noted that there's severe glitches in this program. It needs to be fixed and then we'll send it right back. But right now it's a danger to you to keep it in such proximity to each other. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
you are all so lucky.
I mean, listen, the corporation might not care about your well-being, but they care about the infrastructure.
Oh, that makes sense. Sorry, for a second there, I thought you guys cared about us, and that sounded really weird.
Yeah.
I care about
That
the
was-
hardware. I'm so upset about it.
That got real depressing for a second.
Well,
Yeah.
you guys are the bosses.
I was
Just
saying,
want
just
pig-
load the car up, and if anybody asks you, just stare at them until they walk away.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Anyway.
Just don't say
All right.
anything. Just stare at them until they walk away.
So you basically drive out with an experimental grav car and a trunk full of
A lot of things.
a trunk full of corporate weapons and armor. Eager to
Sweet.
be sold on the black market, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Sell these for an exosuit.
And not
Yeah.
all, and there's actually some that are. There seems to be a non-lethal energy weapon among them.
Nice. I'm taking that for myself.
Let's see. I'm gonna say it's like a modification you can install into an energy weapon to basically change its energy to be less penetrating and more like impact. Which basically which allows you to basically swap between lethal and shock modes.
It does force damage instead of lightning damage.
What kind of weapons do you have, like a ranged energy weapon at the
I
moment?
currently have a revolver, but I feel like we recently got a bunch of high-tech weaponry.
You did actually get a bunch of high-tech weaponry that was ID tagged.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That's right. We do have a section
you
for
said
unique
that,
party belongings.
I think you said something about it being available to us at the start of this one.
Yes, indeed. Give me a second here. Yep, the biolocks on the thermal pistol and plasma projector, you had time to work on that between yesterday and today. So, yeah, you've got a thermal pistol and a plasma projector that have their biolocks broken. So they're just now free to use. And
You're welcome.
And you now have a mod that can turn them into non-lethal shock weapons.
Now all I
Alright.
need to do is find the biggest and most intimidating looking armor for Tom.
There's
Yeah,
not
fucking
really
power armor.
there's not really armor suited to your physiology, Taukkav, but there's a lot of like armor pieces that you could maybe like stitch together. It would be kind of an undertaking, but
A project for the background.
Yep.
It'll be fine.
yeah, mod to make
We'll
an energy
sort
weapon
through
deals
our
shock, not
loot
lethal
later.
damage. Assorted corporate weaponry and armor, and
I mean, I'm
an experimental corporate grav car.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. One of my goals with the character is to be able to basically stick Taukkav in one of those. Did you guys ever see Ghost in the Shell with those giant exosuits?
Yeah.
Yeah, sticking him in something like that.
You've also still got the luck manipulator.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a thing we have.
We might need that.
We're definitely going to need that with tomfoolery.
Yeah.
And we might not be able to get you armor, but once you get your next foci, you could get Ironhide, which gives you an innate armor class of 15, plus half your character level rounded up.
I mean, I just got more psychic powers.
Yeah.
So what I'm seeing is that we're just going to rush this building with the car.
We're just gonna ram the building with the car.
That's all.
Can
That's all I'm.
Can we not?
Yep.
Nope.
No,
I mean, we can.
I don't
No.
want to.
We cannot.
It's a
but
nice car.
I mean, we just
It's
go in
it's
through the
very
place.
sturdy. It's got armor. You could ram through plate glass and be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
We
so-
could also go up to the higher levels and just ride in where there's no glass.
But then you'd have to like descend the stairs and then ascend them to get out, which would slow down your entry and escape.
Yeah, because if we're going to
Yeah.
smash into a building, every second
I mean,
counts. And
we
if
could
we're going to
pa-
do it,
we-
I'd rather do it on the 50th.
We could park on
Yeah,
the
that's
top
fair.
floor and go all the way down, do
Can we even
whatever, and then go all the way back up. Or
drive?
we could just ram the 50th floor.
Can we even drive inside the building? I'm hearing this and it doesn't make sense.
Oh,
think-
because it's under construction, not a lot of the walls are up yet. Mostly just the support pillars. So it's actually pretty spacious, except for like the very center. There is this sort of square vault thing, like that's very thick and sturdy.
So we could just drive up with a car. It's like, we're going up to 100. Don't mind us.
I mean, yes, but that requires us to still walk down and then subsequently back up 50 floors.
I'm talking about the 50th floor here. There's
I'm
not-
talking about driving in the car.
If we're going to smash into a window, do it on the 50th, get right up to the vault, break it open, grab what we need, get in the car, fly out, sell the car, and gear off to whatever mafia we want to, and we walk away with some money and our lives. Exactly.
Yeah.
We got this.
We don't.
Problem
You're
solved.
closer now than you were at the start of the session.
True.
Yeah.
I
We gotta-
gotta have that tiny bit of pessimism.
That's
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
gotta.
We'll use the luck manipulator if we have to. It's something. Well,
Yeah.
You mean we
Something
are going to
definitely.
be using it?
yeah, something will definitely go wrong at some point. So
It's not a role playing game if things don't go pear shaped.
This entire plan is not going to survive contact with the enemy. Like,
Italian
all
job 3200
plans.
AD, yeah.
No, Ocean's 13. Like, exactly.
The Italian
I-
job 3825.
I thought for a second you said this plan won't survive contact with the anime. I was like, when are we doing an anime adaptation of this?
We are the
The
anime
plan never survives
adaptation.
contact with the anime.
That's
mean,
why
it
there
depends.
are no plans against anime. That you've learned.
It depends on which anime we're making contact with.
No.
So anyway, you managed to get out. You, with your haul of weapons, armor, and your brand new car.
A cuddly toy!
All right.
You have to spend some time like giving it a new paint job so that, and getting rid of any of the ID and trackers inside. But no one was actively monitoring it, so you managed to
It
get
is
away clean.
now the red one.
It now looks. Do you make it do you paint it red?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it makes it go faster.
Just entirely
Yes.
red.
Yes.
hot rod
Red
red.
ones go faster.
All right.
No,
Red
wine
flags.
red. Because you gotta have some class.
Wine red.
Yes,
One
still
red
red.
with hot rod flames.
No.
Coquelicot. Got it.
Coke red.
Experimental
Wine red.
incorporated grav car in parentheses painted wine red. Got it. Close parentheses. This is fun. I like this.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
I'm
So
glad you're
now solve the solution of how do we get in and out with the car.
Okay, so
with the strongest, sturdiest, fastest car, you can get in this weight class.
hmm
And now you guys just have a special car, which is cool.
We effectively have a sporty Humvee.
Until we don't, which will
Until
be sad.
we don't.
so the fun V. is-
It's okay. It's okay. if
It's
the
kind of
car
more like
dies-
kind of more like a Batmobile type of thing, except without like the million gadgets.
And
Okay.
also, it's red, not black.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say if
And
the car
if it
does
was
die,
if it was a flying gravity car and not wheels.
So a red
Yeah,
Batmobile.
Oh, you know who's got a red color palette?
Beyond, yeah.
Robin.
Oh,
the Robin Mobile.
Yep.
Well, that's what we're about to be doing, Robin.
And also, it's a bird. It flies.
Perfect.
It's now,
Makes
it's
perfect
now
sense.
the Robin Mobile.
yes, perfect sense.
It's okay, Saris. We'll have a Viking
Red
funeral for the
Arrow.
car.
The red arrow.
At any rate, do you still want to keep searching for your wheelman, or do you want to take the chance that you can drive this thing fast enough to get away from any pursuers?
I'd rather have somebody who knows how to drive the car.
I mean, between
Yeah.
Saris and I,
You!
one of us could drive it, and the other could do backseat driving to make it work better.
Um,
To improve the roll by one, yes.
It
Yep.
depends. Who do you want to be your backseat driver?
Well, it depends on who the driver is.
Exactly.
Is everybody gonna fit into the car?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, only 4 of us need to fit. One of us can
it's
fly.
spacious enough for the 6 of you.
Okay.
Squeeze in.
Just barely, but yeah. It's made to like transport a squad of corporate enforcers. So it's got some room for people and their equipment.
Taukkav has to duck.
Taukkav is a
To
duck.
get in.
Quack.
Yeah, it's a little cramped for Taukkav.
I'm picturing that scene in Jackie Chan Adventures where Toru gets in a limo.
Squeezes in.
Now, we could just make a sunroof, and then Taukkav could just stick his head out of it.
But
That's
then
That wouldn't be
conspicuous.
advisable up in the the Sky Highway
That's just asking to get headshot.
Yeah.
It is.
to get your head like clipped off the top there by a passing
Just a
car in another
little off
direction.
the top.
But by an errant stop sign.
Yeah. Sort of a Fifth Element style Skyway thing going on here.
God, that terrifies me so much. You have no idea.
But not like as
That thing-
insane.
Things like Coruscant and the Fifth Element are my actual nightmares because I live in Atlanta and people in Atlanta can't drive already. I can't even imagine them
Well,
trying to fly.
think about most grav cars is that they kind of, for the most part, they fly themselves. If you like input a destination in
I mean, to
the
be fair, with
traffic network.
flying cars, you also have to deal with, the Z-axis as well. It's not just left and right.
But yeah, most drivers. Actually, that might be the reason why you need a wheelman is because you need someone who actually can drive expertly manually. Because a lot of drivers, the vast majority of drivers, just leave it to their autopilot.
We need to find a guy who can drive stick in
Bless
a
you.
world
Bless
of
you.
Bless you.
automatics.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that I think about it, wheelmen in this time are in high demand.
At least for people who are actually competent enough to realize that.
Yeah. Not everyone
Sure.
is.
The real question is, are we?
Yes. Yeah.
Probably.
No.
I can give you a soft maybe on that.
Ah. Oh, subtitles.
What?
Subtitles.
Subtitles read what I said as women in this time are in high demand.
Well,
I mean, I'm sure they are.
At any
I mean,
rate.
why do you?
Fair.
That's
That's
why do you think
probably
Smarty?
accurate for all times.
That's why Smarty got a contract shoved in his face.
No, I'm just insulted.
It's okay.
It's
we can't all grow this beautiful.
wow.
No, I mean literally growing,
Literally
like-
grow this beautiful.
Where's
like out of a
my
potted
I
plant.
Humans
my
grow
wrench?
too, just differently.
Here's your wrench right here.
The wrench with Bayleaf's name on it. Here it is.
Yes. 1 of 7. This is why I don't get anyone.
This is why you don't leave the cockpit.
Yes. Who
Well-
let me out advised?
To be fair, Ceres also needs to go to the engine room. If the engine ever needs maintenance.
Yes, the one true person who truly understands me. The ship.
All
Yeah.
right,
Oh,
I'm gonna
Jin-chan.
roll for Xencarn search. And I'm going to give a bonus
Xencarn-
because you've got this car that a wheelman would be quite eager to drive.
Just pull up outside shady areas and honk and see who comes out.
Hey kid, we're going
Hey.
robbing.
Get in, we're going
Get in,
robbing.
Get in We're going on a heist.
Kenny, we're heisting.
Why do I get a feeling this is another Yakuza reference?
No,
No.
that's just a meme.
Oh, okay.
It's a Mean Girls meme, which is the best kind of meme.
I've never seen the Mean
So
Girls.
it'll be a
before.
That is a
14.
crime.
Yes. Anyway,
I know it's good. I just haven't seen it.
I forgot that it doesn't add the second plus, so that's a 14, which is almost there, but there'll be one more encounter before then. So,
Excuse me, young miss. You got to sign this contract.
King of Diamonds.
That's the first red we've gotten this time.
Yeah, which means you get to draw from the other side of this world's traits. And this one, oh, okay. So, like I said, America is sort of the Hollywood of the sector, which means not only is there like all the biggest franchises, all the biggest stars, but there's also a lot of like filming tech as well. You've got massive high-tech studio complexes that are capable of producing just about any scene a director wants, and you've got like virtual studios that are kind of like almost holodecks where like people can change the backgrounds and scenery programmatically. And you've also got like really advanced omni camera rigs which can like float around and track people and film in just about any direction. And you kind of have a general sense of all this, but as you're exploring around, you find a camera drone that is just kind of flying down a back alley at a meandering pace on its own.
I want it.
You want it, you say?
I do want it.
All right.
So I guess we follow.
Hmm.
Do you acquire it?
Yeah,
Well, let's see where it's going first.
fine.
See, now I'm picturing her just hanging onto the drone as it's flying away.
It
Well, I
has.
guess you might be able to.
I
Use program
imagine
to
us
figure it
in the
out.
car driving and seeing this, and then she just takes the wheel. It's like, want
I assume if we're driving, she's probably already at the wheel.
Probably.
the one time she's not at the wheel. This is why you don't want her co-pilot.
It has
Claim the
a
driver's
360-degree camera. So as soon as it spots you turning to follow it, it starts like fleeing for some reason, which camera drones don't generally do that.
Well, we have a pursuit car.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Well, fuck you. We can go faster.
I acquire it. I do.
So
All
we
right.
drive up next to it. Saris leans out the window and grabs it.
Yoink.
I want some kind of check for that. Maybe something dexterous to pluck it out of the air and hold it down or disable it.
Exert and dexterity.
Yeah. Maybe some strength to help with that, to kind of hold it down while you manage to turn it off.
I mean, I'd love to help, but if Saris isn't driving, then I probably am.
You don't want me rolling that. You really don't want me rolling -2.
So
Just picks up a wrench. You grab it. Thonk.
Yes.
Let's see.
which of the
Pterodactyl
security
man,
team?
get it.
Which of the security team grabs it?
I'll hack into it and reprogram it, but you get it.
And I can assist by making a pilot check
Let me see.
The key thing is going to be grabbing it and holding it down. So the dex strength is going to be the more important thing.
Okay.
I got dex and strength and spades, so
Yeah, let the
we
feathered
drew a
raptor grab it.
diamond.
Yeah.
try not to crush it.
See, we don't need spades. We need diamonds because you kind of drew a diamond.
Well, spades can dig up diamonds.
This is true.
Finally got it.
Listen.
You worked hard to get that across. I appreciate it.
Okay. I think I did it. I do. That was not a great roll.
I rolled an assist.
I don't think I've rolled higher than a 7 yet.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
No.
But with enough of you working together, you managed to wrangle it into the car. Can I get a program check from Cerez?
1, 6.
Int program him, obviously.
Yup.
I've gotten 6 and 5 several times.
2. Would make it 7. I'm so sad.
Well, that's 2 and
Just can't
2 and
crack
2, so it's 6.
Oh yeah, I listen. I can't math.
Thankfully, I can, which
Yeah.
is good for the DM to know.
Yep.
So could I roll fix to assist? Or I guess that wouldn't help at all, would it?
Yeah, with a 6, you're
These
able
odd
to
numbers
just
don't
like
do anything.
straight up shut it off. Is you
I
don't
found
you aren't able to do like anything fancy with it, like reprogram it or anything. You just find the off switch and you turn it off.
I can do that stuff later. It's still mine.
Yeah,
I've gotten what I've tried.
you did the difficult thing, which is acquire it. Yeah.
That's really all she set out to do for now.
Yes.
Mhm. Now installing update 17.
Now to give it Windows 20.
And now that you actually have this in your possession, you notice that it doesn't look like your standard high-tech camera rig. It looks like, well, kind of like your car. It looks kind of like experimental. Like the camera has a lot more range to it, and the stabilizers are a lot more like active.
Nice. We're getting all sorts of experimental tech.
We are going to immediately throw away
Cerez will probably
almost
attest to you
one.
that Amirg is nothing if not like a hotbed of experimental technology trying to get the edge over the competitors.
Yup.
Not-
So does that mean that Saris is an android?
Excuse.
No, afraid not.
All right.
Its name is Scotty now.
AIs are generally considered Maltech, like unbraked AIs. And
Yeah.
on Amirg, there's kind of a stigma against even braked AIs, which is just to say AIs that have developed with natural like cognitive walls to slow down so they don't like spiral into insanity.
So there's
Yeah.
no Detroit Become Human happening right now.
Not on Amirg, no.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not that we know of.
Well,
Well,
I
they
don't
even
want to
tell
be on
us
the
if they
planet
did.
if that happens. Now, do I?
Yeah, let's get off the planet before shit goes aperture science.
Yeah. Well, we might not be able to keep the car, but we should be able to keep the drone.
I'm keeping Scotty.
She's already
You
named
can
it.
keep.
Already
you might
named
not-
it. Took like
Oh,
3
did.
minutes.
I have
I
not
named it
even
2
that.
seconds ago and no one reacted.
Just
I mean, I
pulls
thought
it in-
about making a beam joke, but
just pulls the drone into the window. I have already formed an emotional bond, and to tear it away now would be heartbroken.
Listen, she named it the moment she saw it. That's why she said she wanted.
Yeah. She has already formed an emotional attachment to this drone.
I have a pet.
But yeah, the fact that it like reacted to you and ran away is something that these things don't really do. They're made to follow very specific instructions to capture footage. They don't like do things or feel things. So there's something weird about this one.
There's a tiny person on the inside.
So could
I
be
guess-
remote controlled, could be limited AI. Who's to say?
All I'll say is I know how I'm spending my night.
Yep.
Someone's gonna back.
What you do in your quarters is your own business.
Excuse me.
I mean, does Saris really have quarters that aren't the cockpit?
Yeah, it's the cockpit.
No.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
The cockpit in the engine room. That's it.
And she technically does. She just,
I mean, maybe sometimes the mess hall.
nope.
I guess Saris doesn't eat.
No. She eats in the cockpit.
She comes into the mess hall, gets her food, and leaves again.
Well, now Scotty's gonna pick up food, and then
Oh.
she'll never have to
She's
leave the
never-
chair.
First, you have to
You
get
have to leave the chair. You still need to go to the bathroom.
That's what retrieving
first
the
you have to
bedpan is
get
for.
quote unquote Scotty on your side and become friends with it. I guess I don't know what you're intending here.
Again, that's how I was gonna spend my evening. Was I was gonna reprogram.
Yeah.
You will obey me.
We're
You
getting
will
a
be
new
my
friend.
friend.
Sarah's has gotten herself a robot butler.
I will love him and pet him and call him Scotty.
Yeah. See.
All right. At this point, you've driven around and asked around long enough that even on your most abysmal roll, you would clear the search action. So you managed to find a professional who is open to being hired for a quick smash and grab job, and is quite pleased to not have to procure. What did I just say? Procure.
Procure?
Procure / acquire.
We can
Require.
I'm mixing words so much lately. Ugh.
We all
That's
have those
fine.
days. It's fine.
Because he doesn't have to procure a car himself, and you have in fact provided a very ideal vehicle for the job. He is going to not give you quite so much high rate for. He has a day rate for this sort of thing, and you only need him for one night, so he's only going to charge you 100 credits plus a minor percentage share of the final cut, which you'd have to basically put him in touch with the Azure family for that.
I mean,
You can't put a percentage on my freedom, alright?
we could just give him the car and be done with it.
Yeah, just let him keep the car.
If you do this
If the car,
job, you
if the car is still working by the end of this, we'll let him keep the car.
In other
Oblivious.
news, looks like Oblivious left.
Oblivious.
Oh, he's
There
back.
we go.
Welcome back.
There we go.
Yeah, so if the car is still working at the end of this, he can keep the car. That'll be his payment.
I was gonna say, doesn't at least one of us have 100 credits on hand?
I
Yes.
know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We all do.
I mean, that's, we're going to pay him,
I
but then
have
his
400 credits. I'm sorry.
we'll pay him the 100, and then his cut of the treasure, or the treasure, will be the car. If it's still working at the end of this.
Which
Maybe
is
we'll see.
well, that is all a testament to his
Yeah.
to whether or not he
If you
keeps the
can
car.
keep the car
he,
working
he
at
likes
the end
the
of
car
this,
that much.
So-
He can definitely keep it safe.
if you can keep the car working by the end of this, you can keep the car.
Basically,
Sure.
if he's confident that he can do a good job, then he'll get his reward. Then he'll accept.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we should look for someone else.
Normally, he'd be charging like $250 a day for plus expenses. So the fact that you've taken care of most of the arrangements, and he's just very jazzed to drive this thing.
He just wants to drive the car.
Yeah. So you're getting
Well, he can
one
drive
hell of
the
a
car
discount
and it's
because
a
he doesn't have to
cheap bit.
spend his own cash to do it. So
Or break
Mhm.
his own car.
yeah.
I'm just picturing him with sparkles in his eyes.
The anime sparkle.
It's like when you're holding the new toy in front of the kid. They're not actually listening to what you're saying. They just want the toy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is for sort of like a criminal technician. This is generally the day rate you can expect for this sort of thing.
Endo 64.
So yeah, you've got a car, you got a wheelman, you've got an experimental camera drone.
Yeah.
Got quite a haul today.
We got the transport, we got the means, we got the method.
You've got codes for the back door into the security system for both the vault door and the server itself. And all it took was a few days of well, not a few days, but fairly significant amount of legwork.
2 hours.
No.
It took
It's
a few
been
hours of yelling at
we're
grunts
abstracting
and-
like adventures over like, you know, a few days of very intensive searching.
Mm-hmm.
So
All it took were several
These-
conversations.
These
about
things did not
yelling
take
about-
place all in the same day.
Yep.
but
all
it was
took
probably took less than a week.
It's been about
yelling
a
at
week.
grunts,
Yeah.
talking about eating things.
Like 6 days.
This is gonna be our best week.
Well,
Now let's see how we screw it up.
I feel like I've had some pretty good weeks just lazing about on the ship.
I mean,
Yeah, but
you
we
haven't
skip past
listened
those
to-
boring parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slept through them.
But they're not bad for the character.
As long as you're having fun in your head.
Yeah.
All right. I guess the question now is, what do you want to do? Do you want to try looking for more material that you might need? Do you want to attempt the heist? What do you want to do?
Well, we have all the basics covered. Do the heist.
Oh, do you have EMP grenades?
We don't.
No, we do not. Not yet.
Should we get EMP grenades?
I mean, it
I'm
would
amazed.
be-
Amazed we didn't get that in that corporate hall.
No, afraid not. You got a bunch of like guns and melee weapons and armor, but you didn't find any like explosives.
I'm saying we should probably go through the hall now that we're actually out of. Because we just kind of piled it up and left.
Yeah, speaking of that armor, is there any that's better than woven body armor there?
Good question. Let me take a look at the armor and there are some yeah, there's some combat field uniforms for humans.
All right.
Which
Not
are
for Florians. Screw them.
sort of battle dresses that have ablative coatings, rigid plates, and shock-resistant components.
I'm taking one of those.
Which basically just has like, it's a little lighter than woven body armor, and it has one more armor class.
Yep.
Taukkav only has woven because that's the only thing that fits him so far.
How many of
I
these
mean,
do we have?
Jayce had woven because that's what. Because he came from a TL3 world.
That too.
Combat field uniforms are the type of armor that you got from the corporate military base.
Abbreviated CFU.
Which is also the shortcut for friendly fire.
I mean, between my friends, the shortcut for friendly fire is, oh god, Smarty has a flamethrower.
Oh man! All right, I guess you want to
Spy
spend
check.
some downtime going through all this equipment you got, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yeah, it'll probably get rid of the strain we have anyway, because we've been running around doing stuff.
Yeah, go ahead and reset your strain.
Good, because I was getting pretty close. I didn't get all. I kind of got a shit roll for the health, so. I mean, I won't die in one hit, but I'm not that much higher.
Well, it's
So-
your maximum strain is based off of your system strain, not your health, which is still
So is the
like
max
fairly
system
low.
strain just your
Which is still
constitution
pretty shit.
just your constitution score?
Yeah, it's
so
your,
that
it's your-
hasn't changed at all.
yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, Smarties is 9.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was getting up there.
All right, so instead of rolling an event, there's already one that is kind of queued up for this, and it's going to be Cerez messing with the camera drone bot. You know
Beep, boop, beep, boop.
you know actually as you come back to try and retrieve from storage and try to tinker with it, you notice that it's just as you walk in, managed to turn itself back on and starts floating back up and flitting around in a panic.
Ooh, someone here's really smart. Really, really smart. Come on, we'll make this as painless as possible.
It
She said, with a welding torch and a screwdriver.
It flies up to the ceiling of the the limited cargo bay you've got and tries to make it. It clearly wants to make a break for the door, but you're standing in the way.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to say
Don't
Jayce is
bother,
also
little
there, just watching, learning.
I'm just here for the show.
The way that was said,
If you want to force yourself into the scene as well, I'm gonna ask you to add 1 stress because you weren't there
That's
initially.
fine.
It's worth it.
Yep. Jayce is there.
All right. So now there's not much chance of escape, and the drone is like shaking back and forth, like it's trying to like shake its head. It doesn't seem to have any way to vocalize anything, but it's clearly got like reactions and some kind of personality.
ooh, this is
Give it a
fun.
speaker system.
Give it
Or it
text
could
to
have-
speech.
I don't think it can speak, but I was thinking if there was a way to connect it to what's the word? Have it to like a data slab so that it could type because it's a machine, and then it could speak that way.
It just types in there, "Oh God, what's wrong with you people?"
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
Many
Oh god!
things.
I can see the light.
You just want to like set up a comm pad with like a connection cable.
Yeah. I don't want to like connect it to the ship. That would be bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would.
that
Because
might
depending
be very
on how
bad.
intelligent it was, it could take over the ship or just go.
Yeah, generally that's a bad idea, but a comm pad.
Closed system.
The problem is it's a little nervous about like connecting to the comm pad for much the same reasons you wouldn't want to connect it to the ship, in case you've got some kind of like virus loaded onto the comm pad. But it sees that it's not really going anywhere, and so it eventually allows you to connect the 2 devices. And the comm pad blinks a lot in a strobe of colors. And then text window opens up, and it's like, please don't send me back to the studio.
No, not doing that. You're gonna stay with us. See, problem solved.
What do I have to do to stay with you?
Exist.
Yeah.
You don't need anything?
Not right now. But I will eventually, and then you'll just help. But if you were on the sets, oh boy, honey, you're gonna have more fun with me than you're. I'll actually.
You cut out
You're
a lot
actually
there.
gonna
You're cutting
do-
out a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Try and, I don't know, be a little closer to the mic.
She's fangirling so hard it's going into unintelligible frequencies.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was saying. Shoot. I don't have something right now, but I probably will. All you gotta do is listen to me. Don't worry, you don't have to go back to the studios at all. Trust me, it's a lot more fun here on this ship and with me than it possibly could be in theater.
There's a bit of a long silence. It seems he's just kind of scanning over all of you with its camera, 360-degree camera scope. And then it says, I suppose I owe you a debt then.
Yep.
I can't say I feel safe here, but I will do my best to earn my independence here.
Glad to have you aboard, Scotty.
Is Scotty my new designation?
Yes.
It just says okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, don't worry too much about your safety. If anything happened to you, Saris would go berserk. And that would
Yeah.
not be good for anyone.
Okay, I will be here in the ship if you need me.
Sure.
If you run into any problems, just look for the nearest buff person. Not being terribly specific.
Yeah. If you need maintenance, Saris can help
Just go to the pilot
can
seat
help
if you need something.
to a lesser degree.
I am probably there.
Yeah.
You now have a pet camera drone. Hooray!
I think she went into the unintelligible frequency again.
I barely
A
heard that.
Good. It was not supposed to be very loud.
Yeah. Just a squee.
Yeah.
Fangirl squealing.
All right, but you're training it.
The camera's name is Scotty.
Yes. Yes, it
Right.
is.
You're cleaning up after it.
Make sure to feed it and give it plenty of... No, wait, don't give it water. No.
And now it's
Uh,
on the ship. So when we're running to the ship, can you help beam me up, Scotty? Even though it won't jump.
Owning a security drone is a big responsibility.
It's not even a
I feel
security
like-
drone. It's not armed. It's barely...
It's
Owning
a
a drone is a
it's a
big
futuristic
responsibility.
camera.
If it's a
TV
camera, does it have a flashlight on it?
It does have a light on it, yeah. Like a...
Boom. Light is a beam. Beam me up, Scotty. Shines a flashlight on you.
It seems we've made Avis's day.
Just
No, I'm just
slowly
noticing
shaking
that
my
Avis
it's
head.
made her own
Plus
day.
finally got my joke.
No, I got it immediately when you said I'm gonna call it Scotty. I'm like, yeah, I'm just waiting for it now.
We knew exactly where you were going with that.
Yeah, but now the chat has too.
Yeah.
And Spud, I always just kind of assume you're shaking your head about 80% of the time.
Not that much, only like 15.
Okay, so I got the percentages reversed.
I mean, I want to stress that I do like play up my exasperation because it's funny, but I'm glad y'all are having a good time.
Oh no,
Yeah.
we are.
Having a great time.
Good to
Having
hear.
a good time. Having a
Having a
good
good
time.
time.
I don't actually know the rest of that song. That's all you're
You're
getting.
just having that song just blare from the cockpit.
Yeah. I feel like at one point I memorized the entire song. I might even still be able to.
I only know the
Sure,
song when it's
But not
playing.
right now.
most people have memorized at least one Queen song, whether they know it or not.
All right, so at this point, the last piece of the puzzle you're missing for your equipment is to get some electromagnetic pulse devices to disable the cyberware enhanced guards. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Sure.
Mhm.
All right, then I guess last thing to do is do one more search for those. So I'll go ahead and roll for that. For Acrasis' connect skill. And that's enough, because finding black market weaponry especially with your criminal family connections already, not that hard to find.
Yep. And we can also use this opportunity to sell the black market weaponry.
That is very true. So
That's how we're getting them.
you're able to find a somewhat reputable merchant through your mafia connections, and they're like, "You need some of these? Oh yeah, I've got some of these over here. What do you? You've brought a whole bunch yourself. Well then, they belong to that corporation, huh? That's interesting.
Yes.
I'd be
Just
willing
don't worry about it.
to make a trade there. I'd save a few pieces of weapons and armor in exchange for some. What do you need these for? Maybe I can specialize these, make a special order for you in exchange for that.
How about I give you all of it and you give us specialized and you don't remember that we were here
Oh,
or
well,
asking about it.
hey now, discretion is one of my greatest qualities.
Good. But I want to make sure.
Oh,
Well, specifically, we're trying to make sure that we don't fry the server in the process. So this is out of character.
Need these for work, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why don't you tell me
Yes.
why don't you tell me what problem you're trying to solve, and I'll give you exactly the tool you need to do that.
Cyberware guards.
Cyberware enhanced security, you say? All right. I might have something. And for all this, these are combat uniforms, combat field uniforms.
I'm assuming you guys have already taken what you wanted from the stash.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've all gotten
I mean,
the stuff you need or want from that.
Mm-hmm.
yep. Better armor.
Better
A
armor.
non-lethal upgrade.
Yep.
And I also took that thermal pistol. Someone else can have the plasma caster. Or whatever it was.
Can you fit him for armor or fit him into some armor? Nah, it's okay. We'll just get some butter and squeeze him into it.
Yeah.
Get the space lube.
Double
I feel like Taukkav should know what happens when you lather something in butter. Usually gets fried afterwards.
It gets eaten.
I mean, Taukkav is a chef.
Yeah, he is.
There's not like a precedent for explosives in the book, which is a little interesting, but okay.
It's almost like they expect the player characters to blow stuff up.
Considering how often explosives appear in my games, which is now suddenly very concerning to think about.
Quite frequently.
Like a lot of this equipment is for like exploration and stuff, which, fits the theme. And there's like a rocket launcher, but there's demo charges, but not like EMPs.
They're not expecting us to pick the unethical choice.
All right. So he says, "Well, let's see. I've got something a little bit better than just a couple of electromagnetic pulse grenades, which you're right would potentially fry electronics you don't want to deal with." So he pulls out, he digs through like his sort of like shop full of shelves of illegal looking weaponry, and he says he pulls out a couple of these like kind of like electro stun wands sort of things. And he says these let's call these chain lightning. You just point this at a guard, and him and the ones nearby him will all get signal in their cyberware that will knock them out for a while.
Well, that sounds perfect for me.
Mm-hmm.
I figured you didn't want to like necessarily leave bodies behind and have murder investigators looking to press charges, especially corporate prosecutors.
The cleaner, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these babies. In exchange for all of that, I'll give you 2 of these. You know, you point one at one side of the room, the other at the other side, and you can clear out most of a room that way.
And they meet in the middle.
Yep, and they've also got multiple charges on them, so if any extras come in, you know, like another squad, you can just zap them. Do require some pretty hefty power cells, though, but I only got enough to basically give you a full charge on each.
How many shots is a full charge?
3.
All right.
Yeah, these are, and they really only work against people who have cyberware installed in their bodies. Against like normal people who don't have any installations, it's gonna like make their hair stand on end, but it's not really gonna do anything.
So
And don't
people
ever
give
point this at
punch
Aroka, because you will get tons of feedback.
At a what?
One of the aliens.
The rock aliens,
Yep.
because they have a ton of electricity. in them.
Semi-electric, semi-psychic charge.
Yep.
Is how they're held together.
It's definitely a hair-raising weapon. Okay.
Uh,
So yeah, do you make the trade?
yes.
Yeah.
All right. Two chain lightning. How do we describe these? Stun wands versus
Yeah.
versus cyberware only. 3 shots each. All right. You now have that.
Cool.
We has the lightning guns.
All right, and you're all poised for the heist itself.
Oh, we
But-
should probably get out that communication array first.
Oh yeah, you got to take care of that too. And since the heist itself is going to be rather involved, and we're coming up on 20 minutes left, I think, and because we're all just kind of generally tired, I think we'll call that a session today.
All right.
Okay.
Woo.
Got a fair bit of stuff done, a lot of neat toys.
Mm-hmm.
We got a pet. We got a mascot.
We got Scotty.
Yep.
Got Scotty.
I'm liking this faster style. It allows us to get through a lot more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we might not be nearly as far along if we were like individually doing everything.
Yeah, if we were doing everything
Yeah.
at a regular speed.
We'd probably be even further along if it weren't for all the cannibalism jokes.
Yeah, those really ate up the time, didn't they?
Hey.
Da-da-da-da-da.
And
Uh.
on that note,
And on that bombshell, it's time to end.
well, everyone who's watched either on Twitch or on YouTube, thank you for listening to our Spudventures. If you like what you heard, you can find more at youtube.com/Newbiespud or wherever you get your fine podcasts, whether that's iTunes, Google Play, or Spotify. We aim to live stream these games every Sunday around 2 p.m. Pacific at twitch.tv/Newbiespud. If you want to keep up with this and other projects I'm doing, you can find me at twitter.@Newbiespud. And if you want to support my ability to produce more content like this, please consider supporting me at patreon.com/Newbiespud and joining the Discord. See you next time with hopefully more of the Forgotten Ones.